Hello, my wonderful and fabulous Hughes Owls. Today is a school-wide lesson about entering and exiting classroom procedures. So you might be wondering to yourself, so Dr. Williams, what specifically are we learning? So today's learning target and the essential question is, when and why should we log in and out of our classrooms? All right. So what are we actually learning today, Dr. Williams? Well, you're learning about the new procedures that we're implementing when it comes to leaving and entering your classroom. Well, why is that even important, Dr. Williams? Well, it's important because documenting when you leave and enter the classroom helps track your movement, all right? And then also the school will know where you are at all times for safety reasons. And then lastly, how will Dr. Williams and your teachers know that you've learned today's actual learning target? Woo, woo. So what's going to happen is you as students at different parts of this video will complete an informal assessment to show that you understand the procedures of entering and exiting classrooms. All right, first part is you are not allowed to leave your classroom unless it's an absolute emergency or if staff members require your immediate attention. But Dr. Williams, when is it an emergency or what are instances that require immediate attention? Well, I'm glad you asked. So one thing that can be considered an emergency or instances that require immediate attention is the restroom, right? A second thing can be the office is calling regarding an early out with your parents. A third thing can be an injury, which also requires medical attention, or even an illness that also requires medical attention. And then if a staff member requires to see you maybe in the office or another teacher. And then lastly, if you are basically instructed by your own teacher to go get something for them, okay? So that's what that looks like. And we're about to go to a quick checking for understanding. This is the how in today's learning. Checking for understanding number one. So what's going to happen in this section, you're going to read quietly to yourself right now, options, and you're going to actually tell us what your option is, your choice, by showing me and your teacher on your hand, 1, 2, or 3, which one is the correct choice. All right, let me give you a little time. All right, so on the count of 3, show which number is the correct answer for why you should be leaving class based off of what you just learned in the previous slides. All right, here we go, you guys. 1, 2, 3. Which number is it? All right, good job. Good job. I see it. I see it. I see some of you guys, maybe potentially. All right, so the correct answer is number 3. When it is an emergency, you are not leaving your class to go see your friends or when you need a break. You're inside of class because you were a scholar and you were learning. All right, so that's what that is for this particular checking for understanding. Now we're going to go on to the next part of today's actual school-wide lesson. All right, my love. So knowing where you are at what time while in school is important, but why? All right. Here are 3 different scenarios or situations where knowing where you are, while you're in school is super important. The first one is parents arrive, but you are not in class. Teacher can refer to the log to see where you are. All right. Another one, second one is graffiti or any type of vandalism is found in the bathroom. Admin collects logs to see who was in the restroom during the time of the graffiti or vandalism. And then another important reason why or scenario is during a lockdown, staff knows where to find you. Knowing where you are is for your own safety. I really need you to understand that, okay? All righty, another check for understanding super quickly. Here we go. All right, this time, instead of showing it on your fingers, again, instead of showing on your fingers, all you're going to do right now is you're actually going to say it out loud. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to look at which one of these basically is the correct answer, or which ones, plural, is the correct answer for why it's important to know where you are. All right, here we go. On the count of 3, you're going to say the number or numbers out loud. 1, 2, 3. What number is it? What numbers are they? Okay, hopefully we got it. All right, so if you don't know, it's actually all of them. 1, 2, and 3. So you probably should have said out loud 1, 2, and 3. So again, if your parents pick you up, to find who may have vandalized the restrooms, and also if there is a lockdown. These are 3 important reasons why we need to know where you are at all times, okay? All right, Als. Another important piece of our school-wide policy is a sign in, sign out log. So always refer to the log before you leave a class. And then here are the steps to actually filling out the log. So 1, make sure you write your name. Make sure also that you have the date on there. Make sure you log in the time you are leaving. Also check off or write in the reason you are actually leaving, okay? So basically that would be this part right here is the check-in, okay? And then take the right pass with you, all right? And then when you return, log in the time. Also, Als, there will be 4 passes available in your classrooms. You're required to have a pass at all times. If caught without a pass, this will lead to lunch detention. All right, Als, this is the office pass. Each will have basic expectations listed on them. And so they are as follows. 1, you may not leave during instruction or the first and last 10 minutes of class. If at any point you're found in the restrooms, the first and last 10 minutes of class, that will automatically be a consequence. You will automatically be tardy, and then that will also automatically have your teacher have to call the office. The second pass you actually have in your classes is a hallway pass, which will be used when a student needs to go to another staff member, or let's say you need to go get a drink of water because you may be dehydrated or a little fatigued. This is where you can go to the water fountain using this pass or to another teacher's classroom. And then we have our lovely restroom pass. Each teacher is given, again, this restroom pass. There's only one, and you got to make sure we only have one student at a time in the restrooms coming from a classroom. You must be back in 5 minutes or a consequence will be given. And then also, as always, make sure, and I'm gonna move a little bit on the side, make sure that you wash your hands and keep our restrooms clean. Last but not least, in regards to our passes, is the nurse pass. Students should grab a nurse pass if they are injured, show fever-like symptoms, or are showing symptoms of an illness. All right, my dears, last but not least, our last checking for understanding for today's lesson. You're going to really quickly, with a shoulder partner next to you, you're going to talk about the 6 steps to take when you leave the classroom and when you return. What were those 6 steps that we talked about? A hint is, what do you need to fill out on that log? All right, so you're going to talk for about 30 seconds with your shoulder partner about that. Teachers, you can pause this part if you would like to. All right, my dears, so just kind of moving forward, if you did not have that conversation with your partner or you're kind of confused on what that looks like, just as a reminder, anytime you are leaving a classroom, you must write your name on the log, write the date on the log in the time you are leaving, check off or write in the reason why you are leaving, and then also take the right pass with you, and then make sure when you return, you sign in and put the time in which you signed, you came and returned to class. All right, my dears, one of the final points that I want to talk about today is documenting matters. You are responsible for letting us know where you are because we're doing this for your safety, okay? And then last but not least, always my favorite part, go Owls. Hoot, hoot.